At the beginning of this week, my gorgeous Scorpioni, you are going to have a really unusual but really beautiful spiritual experience, okay? Right at the beginning of this week, my gorgeous Scorpioni, you are going to have rather unusual but really beautiful spiritual experience. Your eyes are going to open, there is no doubt about that whatsoever. It's to do with this inspiration that you're instantly going to have. So why are you going to be inspired? Well, when it comes to this beautiful spiritual experience that you're going to have, as I said, your eyes are going to open and you are going to realize what are you really missing out on in life. Big time, like big time. And this is where this inspiration it's actually going to come from. Absolutely brilliant. And this in itself is going to give you this courage to make such an important decision, because you are going to start thinking about your life quite a lot, and you are really going to be left with absolutely no option but to make such an important decision. And you will know that this decision, it's going to be like, oh my God, so significant, because instantly things are going to start changing in your life, and instantly you are going to start changing within. And I'm talking about this really powerful energy you're actually going to feel. You're going to be in this super mode where you will just want to not only change your life, but you will just kind of understand clearly what is working for you and what is not working for you anymore. So this in itself is going to lead towards this important decision which you are going to make. I really need you to understand that this important decision that you are going to make, it's going to reflect on two different things in your life. In terms of you being like, in terms of you knowing that you are doing the right thing, and in terms of you like kind of knowing that you are doing the right thing, you're already going to feel this driving force, and this is important to mention, because you are going to realize the way your personal energy changed, and I mean this like in terms of spirituality, but also when it comes to your physical energy, for example, when it comes to your mental energy, for example, you really are going to perk up, and you are going to have all sorts of realizations about yourself and about your lives, about what you want to do, and you really are going to perk up in terms of ideas which you're also going to have. These ideas are going to be important, but you really are going to be surprised with yourself, like how adamant you're actually going to feel, and you may not even realize how much this spiritual experience actually affected you. But trust me, along the way it is all going to become absolutely obvious, like there is no tomorrow. So you just need to kind of understand that this is going to reflect on your spiritual well-being, but it's on you being so much happier by making this really important decision, but also at the same time, all you need to do is follow your heart, follow your spirit, my gorgeous Scorpioni, and you're not going to be led astray whatsoever, because I don't want two things to put you off. There are two things which are going to be on your mind that are going to be like, oh my God, I'm not too sure. When it comes to this decision, you're still going to be like kind of in two minds. You're still kind of going to be contemplating a little bit, only because of these two problems in your life. Not problems in your life, but because of these two issues that are going to be on your mind. This issue number one, you're going to feel like, the time is not right, or maybe my hands are tied behind my back, so much is going on, so much is happening, now it's not the right time. I need you to ignore this as much as you can, please, and follow your heart, okay? And also another thing which may put you off a little bit is you're gonna think like that something it's going to take a little while. You're gonna think that you need to be patient, and yes, you do need to be patient when it comes to this particular particular decision. But trust me, at around the end of this week already, you are going to have some kind of a sign which is going to be completely out of this world. This sign, this really powerful omen, and somehow through this powerful omen, you will understand that all this is meant for you. All this is meant to be. All this is part of who you are. And most importantly and most certainly, this is to do with your destiny, and it's to do with this path that you need to get on as soon as you possibly can. That's why I need you to stay strong. That's why I need you to be as adamant as you possibly can be. There is a reason why we have such an amazing experiences, spiritual experiences in life. There is a reason why we realize suddenly that maybe it's time to move on. There is a reason why we realize suddenly that there are so many things we want to do. It's a clear sign. It's a clear sign to not only that now it's the right time to move on, but it's also it's a clear sign that you are ready, my gorgeous Scorpioni, and this is what you need to focus on. Indeed, by the time you get to the mid part of this week, this is where Big Mama is about to come in, baby. At around the mid part of this week, you are going to get this surprising news, this surprising message. This surprising message is going to blow you away. Why? This message is going to be rather important because this message is going to answer your question, your big question, which is going to be on your mind as well when it comes to what was happening at around the beginning of this week. So the big question is going to be answered, and you're also going to become absolutely so determined, my goodness. So any doubt that you've had when it comes to the beginning of this week, it is all going to be clear when it comes to the mid of this week, when you get this surprising news, surprising message, my gorgeous Scorpioni. And this message in itself, it's going to make you feel so determined to make the first step, to make the first move when it comes to that decision. Okay, you are gonna be able to already make the first step, make the first move, and this, my gorgeous Scorpioni, is gonna lead in as little as 10 weeks time. In 10 weeks time, oh my God, you're already going to have such a big outcome when it comes to that particular decision that you decided to make at the beginning of this week, and then you made like a first step when it comes to the mid of this week. In as little as 10 weeks time, you're already going to be so happy and so excited that you decided to do this, because this in itself, my gorgeous Scorpioni, is, believe me or not, about to change and transform your whole life. This is why this is going to be so important. By the time you get to the last part of this week, my gorgeous Scorpioni, you see, by the time you get to the last part of this week, there is something that happened to you maybe within the last few months. There was some kind of a negative change in circumstances you've had within the last few months, and it's something abruptly came to an end. And it's not about what abruptly came to an end, but it's like some kind of a problem that is left behind. Okay, so you had a negative change in circumstances within the last few months. Okay, this is important, and something abruptly came to an end. But the problem is that there was some kind of issue, some kind of a difficult issue that was created by it, and you knew that you have to at some point go back to that aspect of your life and sort this out, but you just didn't really have a strength, or you didn't feel like confident enough to do this. And I don't blame you whatsoever, because when we do have like a really negative experience in our lives, when something comes to an abrupt end, of course that it leaves us with all sorts of problems, but it also we don't like to think about it, we don't like to focus on on it. We just like to kind of to keep this at the back of our mind. And this is natural. This is the way we respond to things. Sometimes difficult things that we need to deal with, we decide to suppress at the back of our mind, and then we deal with them when we are ready. And when it comes to the last part of this week, yes, you are going to have a bit of a hermit mode, my gorgeous Scorpioni, a bit of a hermit mode, and suddenly, this problem, this issue, something that you still need to deal with, there is something that you need to bring to an end. I know I said that something has come to an abrupt end, but there is still something which you are going to need to deal with, some kind of a problem, some kind of an issue that you did not even like to think about, but now at this stage of your life, it's even more important than you can possibly imagine. Because as soon as you kind of deal with this, you are gonna really be able to do what you want to do in your life. This is something that it's really kind of karmically affecting you. It's to do with your karma, and it's to do with you being karmically affected until you acknowledge this problem and until you do something about it. So when I mentioned the fact that you are going to have a hermit mode at around the end of this week, my gorgeous Scorpioni, well, hermit mode, it's all about us wanting to be by ourselves, us thinking about certain things. You're just going to be kind of feeling that you want to spend some time by yourself. And then we have this kind of enlightening experience within when it comes to us suddenly being pointed towards a certain problem. So within this hermit mode, when you feel like you want to be by yourself a little bit, what am I trying to say is that now suddenly, just out of the blue, you're going to be reminded of this problem, my gorgeous Scorpioni. And when it comes to you being reminded of this problem, now suddenly you will be able to see this almost instantly in a different light. And not only that, you will be able to understand that, you need to kind of do something about it. So you need to kind of bring something to an end, or it's to do with your karma. And trust me, this is going to be absolutely obvious what you need to do here. Maybe you need to resolve a problem with somebody else. Maybe you need to bring something to an end. Maybe you need to explain something to somebody. It really depends how this is going to unfold in your life, but it's important to pay attention to what your spirit is going to be guiding you towards. The bottom line is that when you have this hermit mode, you will be reminded of this particular issue, this particular problem. You do not even like to think about it, and you will know that this in itself is going to be a bit of a hard work for you to do, but you are somehow going to understand also how smart it's going to be for you, that this is going to be a really smart decision. So whatever this is, you need to deal with this because this is to do with your karma, and thank God that you are gonna do something about it. And you will see that when you realize what this is, you are gonna make a really major step when it comes to it. And there is something that it's going to be resolved instantly. And you're going to be like, oh my God, I was so silly, I was so crazy, why didn't I do this before? It doesn't matter. Don't blame yourself for it. If you did kind of deal with this before, the outcome would not be the same. This amount of time needed to pass in order for you to understand what you're going to be able to understand now. If it happened like a few months ago, you wouldn't be ready. You wouldn't be ready, and probably this would all feel so heavy, and it would scare you even more. This is such an important stage of your life, my gorgeous Scorpioni. Indeed, you're really going to be surprised how instantly something is going to be resolved. Something is going to be resolved. And all I can say to you, that you're instantly going to feel like, oh, you're finally at peace. Like your soul is at peace, your spirit is at peace, you're going to feel at peace, finally. And this is why it's important to deal with this. And not only that, my gorgeous Scorpioni, but one thing is going to lead into another. You are going to really, with this, you're going to be making a major move when it comes to this. Because at the same time, while you are kind of resolving that problem, at the same time, what you are not going to be aware of is that you are literally leaving your old life behind. This is the last thing you need to do in order to move forward with your life, in order to leave your old life behind. So this karmic energy, it's not going to be holding you back anymore. And it happens because we need to face certain things. We need to deal with certain things. And until we understand things from a completely different level. And this is why I need you to get the fact that, you know, at the same time, when you resolve this, you're also moving forward with your life, because what is going to happen maybe day or two after, you're really going to get such a beautiful little reward for your hard work, and something that you have been working towards, and something that, you know, very often you felt rather frustrated about because there was not enough outcome whatsoever. So already things are going to start working, looking up for you indeed. And you know, and you are gonna realize, oh my God, like this was such a good thing that I've actually done. This was a brilliant thing that I have actually done. And also, my gorgeous Scorpione, something really interesting is gonna be offered to you after all that. This is gonna blow you away. You're gonna have this mind-blowing offer, and this offer I'm talking about, it's about something personal. The reason this is gonna mean to you so much. After that, you are going to have this mind-blowing personal offer. Something is going to be offered to you. And the reason why you're going to find this so mind-blowing, because you're going to realize, if I haven't done this in the first place, I would have never had an offer like this. Never. Honestly. And this is what you're going to realize. And this is going to play a big role in terms of you reconnecting with yourself when it comes to your own intuition. But whatever it's offered to you at the end of this week, after all that, my goodness, it's going to be a major choice for you in whichever way we look at it, because it's going to bring a great success into your life. This is going to lead towards a really, really big success. That's why this is going to be so important, my gorgeous Scorpione, indeed. So now I'm just going to shuffle these tarot cards, and I'm going to see what is going to be a tarot card of the week. Oops, this one just fell out. Magician, yes, surprise, surprise. You know, you are gonna feel this creative energy. You are going to feel like it's time for action. There is no doubt about it whatsoever. But when this little baby just pops up like this as well, you need to understand something. You need to be really smart. You need to be really clever, because the power of manifestation in your life, it's gonna be on a completely different level. We are all very powerful when it comes to us manifesting things in life. Of course we are, but there are sometimes different times in life that we are going through. It's a lot to do with the different stages in life we are going through. It's a lot to do with the different energies that are around. What am I trying to say is that the power of manifestation is going to be out of this world. So don't waste this week on worrying. Don't waste this week on being negative. Don't waste this week on being sad and down or anything like that. Just remember, it's about manifesting things. You don't want to make your life like, oh my God, like all worry. Well, I need you to understand, because the power of manifestation is going to be really strong. So it can go either way. So that's why I need you to be on top of things, and that's why I need you to be as optimistic as you can, and focus on your future. Focus on what you want to do. Focus on the important steps in life you need to make, because trust me, the power of manifestation is going to be out of this world, which means that you will be able to manifest things much quicker, much sooner, and that's why you need to do that in a smart way indeed. Okay, very, very important. So now let me see what is going to be a tarot card of the week. You see, this one just popped out. Surprise, surprise. You see? Look at this. Someone is going to be like a little bit rude to you when it comes to this week as well. Somebody is going to be a little bit rude to you. Somebody is going to be like completely acting. Somebody will act with you like, and in such a weird way, completely out of character. And this particular person is somebody who's major in your life. Somebody who means to you so much. Somebody who's like really to me, gorgeous in every possible way. And this particular person is going to be a little bit rude to you. And I need you to not to take this personally whatsoever, because that particular person, yes, it's going to surprise you, completely out of character. It's going to be a little bit off with you. And I don't kind of want you to think that this is something personal, something to do with you. You will see that I'm asking you to not to get offended, please, because later on you will realize that this person is going through something absolutely major. This person is going to need your help. But because this person likes you and loves you so much, it's like, when people are very close to us, then they are very honest with us, the way they talk and the way they explain themselves, and the way people express themselves. For example, people very close to us, like our family members, they will say anything. Do you know what I mean? Where certain people who are not that close to us are going to be very careful what they say to us. Maybe this is the first time that this person who's very close to you is going to be acting in this particular way, for example, because I do know that you're going to be rather surprised. But when that happens, please don't get offended, because there is something major going on in this person's life. This person is going through this big changes, something abrupt happen in that person's life, and it's going to take a little while until this person is ready to tell you. So that's why I need you to kind of understand that sometimes people respond to some kind of pain in their life, in their personal way, differently. Everybody responds to pain and negativity in their lives differently. Some people are maybe rude to other people, some people don't talk to anybody, some people are stroppy. It really depends. But I just need you to kind of stay on top of things and to not get offended by it whatsoever. Because when you find out what's going on in this person's life, it's going to be like, oh God, you will know that that person is going to need a little bit of help from you indeed. Hello, my gorgeous people. Just to let you know, I've just started monthly subscriptions, monthly paid subscriptions, and the more people subscribe to this channel, through monthly paid subscriptions, more content I'm going to be able to make. And this is why this is going to be so important. If you would like to subscribe to this channel through this monthly paid subscription in order to help me to keep this channel going, you will see the link is going to be in the description below. And thank you so much, because I will be ever so grateful.